Sorry, my I have A&D ointment on. I don't want to mess up my nice blouse, my nice pajamas. Um, did I just sit on my remote? No. If I get slapped with the copyright because the projector is on behind me and I am listening to music on the projector projecting in front of me, it's like it's just nice. Some people like waterfall sounds. Some people like frying chicken sounds. You know how they make like fake rain sounds, and it's chicken. I like a good goth playlist in the background when I'm filming. I really do. Um, now I'm editing a video right now, and I don't know how I feel about it because I go into talking about my family's personal history. And I'm still struggling with if I need to post that and be honest and transparent. It's nothing bad. Like one of my ancestors was burned at the stake, but it goes into like a lot of different depth. Anyways, it's just like a side piece to a whole different thing. But I have to like, for the first time in a long time, I have to reflect on like the information I put out there because there are a lot of fucking weirdos out there. Um, and like I follow Leah Mouse. I followed her since I was like 13 years old. So yeah, okay. Like who gives a fuck? Like why did I say it like that? Yeah, I followed her since I was 13, bitch. Like no, but for real I have. And so I kind of grew up with her, like not with her. Like I don't think of her as like my friend, but I do think of her as somebody in the community. Somebody that I looked to for inspiration at such a young age. And seeing her now and everything, um, she said that some freakazoid was in her DMs saying some nasty shit to her, and that happens a lot to everybody. I don't know if it happens to men, like guys. Feel free to leave a comment if a woman's ever made you feel uncomfortable, and if it's me, don't comment. Just kidding. And if it's me, go stand in the corner. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you guys feel like victimized by the words I say, no, I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. Oh my god, girl, shut the fuck up. I'm so sorry. Anyways, the video I was editing, just what she said that she had a video where she went to the dentist, and then a lot of people were like, hey, can you post some more videos of you going to the dentist? And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm not kink shaming, bitch. I'm kink asking why. Like, people will post something innocently online, and there will be a bunch of fucking wackadoos that go and like seek them out and distort. You know, it's a very interesting how do you say? Sorry. It's an interesting dynamic where you have to succumb to the the court of your peers and like release this as an art form, even daily vlogs. Someone's going to do something stupid. Of course they are. Can I control that? No. And does that say anything about me? No. If somebody takes a video of you and distorts it, like a video of you going to the dentist, and distorts it for their own personal perverted fantasies, that you're not a bad person. The person doing it is a bad person. The person who is distorting your art to shape it into some vulgar, disgusting thing, it says nothing about you and it says everything about them. And that distinction has been very, how do you say, like in the forefront of my mind lately. It's very difficult to create something and then feel like dog shit when somebody distorts your creation into some monstrosity that you never wanted it to be. And that's at the forefront of my brain right now. So I'm, for the first time in a long time, weighing the scales of what I put online and what I don't, and trying to see if I need to, how do you say, censor myself to protect myself. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate censoring myself because it's a lie. Like, people will present to you who they are to an extent. When someone's rude and cruel and supports some kind of fascist regime, that's a part of them. That's them. And it is a blessing when they show you that, because you can take your fucking axe and just chop them out of your life immediately. When somebody is nice and sweet and happy and oversharing, that is also a blessing, because it's something beautiful and sad, because you also want to protect it from those fucking psychos. So I'm having this total dramatic bullshit. Like, should I post a video online of me talking about my family? Or is that any of y'all's business? I am truly struggling with that, because I should just do and follow my path. And if somebody distorts that for their own gain, they can eat shit. But I have to be honest with myself. Isn't that horrible? Isn't that horrible? My friend had to take a picture down of herself, and she was so happy to post it because somebody got freaky with her because a piece of her foot was in it. And I mean, are they even human at that point? Like, are they, what the fuck is this? Some kind of psychotic, disgusting, vile person. Like, we all have things we desire, but if somebody is nowhere near that, like, can you just fuck off? Like, I'm gonna ask very nicely. Fuck off. Leave women alone. Not everybody wants to be a part of your fucking nasty, disgusting, grotesque fantasy world. And not everybody is willing to submit themselves to your fantasies. So stop treating women like objects, or I'm going to literally fucking bitch slap you into next year. Thank you so much. Yeah. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, so now I'm struggling with who I am and if I need to protect myself from myself. I don't think so. I think I need to be honest. But isn't that such a difficult thing when we live in a world where people will take that honesty and distort it into a lie to get a quick fix of their chemical addiction to something their body produces? We live in a strange world. Okay, yeah, so today's been kind of like a freaky deaky weird day, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so we're halfway to Halloween, which means some stuff to some people. Whatever. I am officially at 1 inch, and I'm very, very happy. This has been quite some time, like, coming or whatever. Another thing is, I am obsessed. I saw this one content creator. She got things done at some place in Las Vegas for like $600 a tooth or whatever. And I thought that was great. But my teeth are notoriously crooked. And so if I got things right now at a dentist, I would look like a creature from Fright Night. And I mean, you can argue that that's kind of fucking cool. And maybe I want that, but I don't have the money for that. Now, do I have the money to go to Las Vegas? No, but I like to fantasize that one day, like, I will get fangs permanently. I think that's such a great idea. I think that in these dire times, it's good to have a fantasy cooked up here and there, whatever. Now, I think it's hilarious that everybody's dogging on Katy Perry for flying up in the middle of nowhere for like 11 minutes because we're all like down here suffering with egg prices. And she's like, oh my God, I feel so connected to God and love and all this bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You have the worst PR team for somebody so wealthy. You're so fucking disconnected. Shut the fuck up. Next. Okay, next grievance. Okay. My neighbor hates chickens, but she has 4 dogs, okay? And her dogs are outside 24/7, like all day and night. I don't know when they feed them, I don't know how they feed them, I don't know. Whatever. So I I don't fucking care. She's got 4 dogs, cool. I have 2 dogs. So one of my dogs goes outside and they always dogs do this thing where they run along the fence line and they at each other and then they stop. Then they stop. But if you know anything about dogs, you know that when there's like a leash or a fence, something between them, they will fight and but as soon as you remove that obstacle, they just kind of turn into like a hive mind pack mentality immediately. And they want to play. They're mammals. They want to play. They want to have fun. But she thinks that like when my dog comes outside, it is like horrible. So every time my dog goes outside and they do their bark thing along the fence line, I understand dogs joking. I go to dog parks and stuff like that. So I hear and see and understand how dogs work. No big deal. All right. I know dogs. Okay. And she fucking hates when my dogs come outside. Now, mind you, she has 4 fucking dogs. Cool. It's so far a free country. You can do whatever you want. But it's so funny because she gets mad. So she'll open the door every time my dog goes outside, and I wait for it. Like clockwork. I'll let my dog out. They go "Rrr, rrr, rrr," along the fence line, whatever. And then they stop. And then they just stop and they go poop and pee and whatever. They just stop. Um, it's not to the point where they're actually hurting each other. They just talk shit and they run up and down the fence line and then they play who can like it's play. I know the difference between play and seriousness. So she always when I open the door and it counts to 5 and then I hear her scream at the top of her lungs, "Get the fuck in here! God damn it! Get the fuck in here!" Like she starts screaming at these dogs loud enough to radiate to fucking Yellowstone, to fucking radiate the geysers there, to like fucking put ripples in the pools of the geysers in Yellowstone. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. And I don't know, she just plays the victim card a lot. You know what I mean? Like she's scared of chickens, and my chickens looked at her. My chickens have not attacked her. Okay. But my chickens looked at her and she was like, "Oh my God." Another time, one of my dogs was in the front yard, and a lot of the dogs around here, they just kind of the neighbors they let their dogs off their leash and they just like do their business. Everyone has very tiny dogs, except for that lady. She has like 3 giant dogs and 1 tiny little potato dog, right? And so I mean, there's even somebody down the way that lets their big ass dogs out. And when I see them, I'm like, "Hey, get home. Shoo, shoo, shoo." You know, because the truth is, I don't want to see them on the side of the road dead. That is so sad. That is so fucking devastating. Um, that is horribly devastating. And so I'm like, "Hey, get your ass home." You know what I mean? Whenever I see a dog wandering. Sometimes when they run up to me, ooh, you have to with dogs. There's certain dogs you have to like assert your. It's just a whole thing, right? So, anyways, I know dogs. And but this lady is like got super hardcore like victim mentality. It's fine, whatever. But my little potato dog, he was out front and I was watching him and then I heard something, I think break inside or something pulled my attention inside. So I ran inside real quick and then I ran back outside. And there's my little potato dog like at our fence line. My potato dog was in the front yard, and of course, I should have been watching him. But he was at the fence line, just kind of like wagging his tail where her yard meets my yard, but we don't have a front yard fence, right? And she's screaming, "Get the fuck out of here! Go! Get the fuck out of here!" And then I was like, "Oh my God." And come outside, and he is old. He is old. He is not violent. He is not confrontational. He is an old man. His bones won't let him run. He is old. Okay. Um, and she's screaming. She's like, "Your fucking dog tried to bite and attack my children." My dog's nowhere near them. And I guarantee you, within the 5 seconds I ran in and I ran outside, he didn't just beep boop. Like, yeah, maybe he could teleport. Maybe he's hiding superpowers from me. He may perhaps he might be hiding superpowers. Like, I'm not gonna tell her like that she's lying, but she's lying, like so I was like, "Oh, that's weird. He's never done that before. It's out of character." And she was screaming, she's like, "Get that fucking dog out of here." And I was like, so this lady gets to do whatever the fuck she wants, right? Cool. So this lady gets to do whatever the fuck she wants. That's cool. That's groovy's gravy, baby. But I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. But when it, like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop lying to me. Like, shut the fuck up. But anyways, I was like, so now I play this game where I let my dog outside in the backyard where it is fenced in without a collar and leash, right? She's in the backyard. She's doing her silly stuff, Lilith. And every time I count to about 5 seconds, I let her out and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like clockwork, my neighbor goes, "Get the fuck in the fucking house!" I want to record it, not for nefarious purposes, but like to like remix that shit into like a death metal song. You know, like not for nefarious purpose. I would never do that for real. I would never record somebody. That's rude and inconsiderate and probably illegal in some states, some counties and places. But I think it'd be a good little death metal remix. Get the fuck in the house. You know what I mean? Like, bitch got some pipes. Bitch got some pipes. Uh, anyways, so yeah. So I told the burrito taco story, which I'll insert. So I'm on the phone with my husband and I'm in his like earpiece. We talk while he goes to work. And he stops at a gas station in order to pick up some nicotine pouches and a something to eat. Okay. So he chooses, and this is important, a Philly cheesesteak burrito as his thing to eat for the day. And then proceeds to walk up to the counter and ask the woman working there, "Hey, can I have some of those?" You know what I mean? Because whatever. I don't think that people should be addicted to nicotine. Oh well, it's a thing that happens. Um, so anyways, I'm not like advocating people go take nicotine pouches. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Disclaimer, don't do that. Anyways, so my husband's like, "Can I get some of those?" Right? And the lady goes, "You know those are really bad for your health, right?" She gets him, she hands him to him. Now I'm in his ear, but I could still hear this whole conversation unfold. You know, my husband, he's hungry, he's on his way to work. He's a little, he's a little out of it right now, right? So immediately I'm like the devil in his ear, and I'm like, okay, so she's gonna sit there. I'm so sorry. She's gonna sit there and talk shit about you buying nicotine pouches and neglect the big fucking Philly cheesesteak burrito you slid on the counter. I was like, pick your fights, babe. Like, what the fuck? You're gonna be like, this is bad for your health. And then not clock the fucking burrito, bitch. That motherfucker take him out first. Like, who are you talking to? So, anyways, I'm in his ear and he starts laughing. The lady's like, he's like, thank you so much. And he leaves the store and he's like, man, I wish I would have thought of that because, yeah, what the fuck? I was like, dude, don't sit there and play with me. Like, I'm quick with it. As if you can say anything to me and I'll all of a sudden have something insane to say right back. And then my grievances with the neighbor, I just ate some bacon. I ordered a bunch of, okay, listen, I ate a bunch of expired melatonin. Hi, welcome to my channel. So I ate a bunch of expired melatonin, right? All right, bitch, look, I'm trying to sleep. All right, look, I'm trying to sleep. SLE. All right. And but the issue with that was I ate them. I have issues sleeping. So wait, hold on. I refused to take what the doctor prescribed me because it was like to a music video. If you know, you know. Listen. So I took some expired melatonin. All right. This shit was strong. It was stronger than strong. This shit was too strong. So I was supposed to go directly to sleep. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll eat it and go to bed, whatever. Checked all the locks, checked all the windows, did my little routine thing. I have OCD, so I did my OCD ritual routine to the ancient gods of OCD, right? And then something happened. Oh, my husband called and he was like, hey, what's going on? So we had like a conversation for 30 minutes. And so I should have just been right in bed, but instead I was like, so then I'm in this other world, the realm of like the realm of the fae. I'm like in between here and there. I'm like somewhere between two worlds, betwixt and between two realms, high as a kite on Walmart melatonin on accident, okay? Because I should have just took my fat ass to bed. I really should have, but I didn't. So I remember a couple videos ago, perhaps you don't, maybe this is your first time here. I'm so sorry. Let me apologize for y'all watching this video. Um, yeah, I want to apologize. I'm so sorry. So anyways, I was like, man, I really want some old black craft cult shirts, right? So guess what I do? I am not in my proper headspace. But I remember I have some money on my credit card, and I was like, right? So I'm like going through like eBay and Poshmark, right? Looking for old black craft cult stuff. And I find a shirt and it was like $10. It was like 3X though. I'm not in my right frame of mind. So here I'm going to try to replay my thoughts and then replay whenever I came to when I woke up and saw the purchase. We'll let you know, tracking whatever. So the initial thought was like, this is a great shirt. It's got like Baphomet on it and some coffee. And I was like, I love this shirt. And it's like very old school black craft. It's very nice. Before they started shifting, it was like they like, talking about old school black craft cult. It was very, against all gods, very satanic. It was very satanic and I liked it a lot. Very satanic in the sense of not deifying Satan, but more like hail yourself. You are your own god kind of thing. Now it's very more pop culture-y, Halloweeny. Very pop culture-y, Black Craft Cult went from like being kind of like a beautiful satanic brand to being more like for the gallery. They once you become a brand, you once you get too big, and let's say you get some, I'm not saying this is them, but let's say you get some investors, you have to really listen to a lot more voices than your own creative one, right? And so you pull in from inspiration from here, there, reviews, feedback, and then you start shaping and molding and forming in different ways. And sometimes I just miss before a brand gets too big. I miss those tiny, beautiful inner dwellings where they were just that perfect core light. You know what I mean? And I'm like talking about Black Craft Cult in that way. No, I love them. I love Black Craft Cult. I love them a lot. They're cool as fuck so far. Now, if some crazy information comes out, then of course I'll just take that fucking what I just said and you Kobe that shit into the trash can. No problem just dropping beliefs, thoughts, and feelings with new information. Like it's no big deal for me. I'm not like, oh my god, my life's devastated. I'm like, well, it looks like you're another fucking letdown. Wow, big shocker. Um, so I buy this fucking shirt. It is now, mind you, it's 3X. I'm just a 1X girl or a large. I'm a large 1X. I'm in between plus size and just large. Okay. And so I buy 3X, and in my head, I'm like, I'm going to, like, this is going to fit perfectly to wear. I can wear it like a dress with some really badass, like, stockings or tights underneath it and, like, layer it. And, like, I'm like gassing it up in my head. I'm like, I'll have fishnet pantyhose on, like, a stocking shirt underneath this giant shirt. And then I'll, like, piece it together with the, like, I'm in my melatonin stupor. I am like, I have like all of these fashion ideas for this like piece. It's $10, and I was like, that's affordable. Clicky, and then I go to sleep. I wake up like Lemmy. I wake up and I'm like, and I'm like, I see on my phone. Thank you for your order from eBay. I'm like, oh, what did I order? What did I order? Oh my god! And I see, oh, Black Craft. Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, so yeah, it's a 3X. It's going to be huge. It's fine. I actually like the way their shirts fit. Now, I do have some, like, a little bit of their shirts, sorry, this is choking me. Their shirts online from their store specifically feel like they fit different from their shirts in store at Hot Topic. Like, Hot Topic has been selling a couple of Black Craft Cult shirts. It's coming down the pipe, and it's not that bad. I don't mind it. I bought one. I wear it, but it just feels different from the quality of some of their older shirts. Like, I got this shirt that I love and I got rid of because I was in a horrible, like, psychotic breakdown. And it was like, Hail Satan, eat pizza or something like that. Yeah, it was like that. And it had like the old, like, Black Craft Cult logo. It wasn't like BCC. It was like, oh, hail yourself, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? On the arm. And I love that little patch. I love it. It's so cute. It's so, like, I know that sounds so lame because a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, it's very masculine. No, it's very cute. Okay, I like it a lot. I like the old, like, Baphomet. I love it. The inverted pentagram. It's beautiful. I love it. It's good branding, good marketing. It's just good. To me, I'm like, aesthetically, perfection. Mwah, chef's kiss, right? And then I owned another shirt, and it was like an Instagram comment that they put on a shirt, and it was like, fuck you, you're never gonna go to heaven, you're gonna go to hell, and all this shit. And it was like, they hearted it. And it was just such a badass shirt. But I had a whole fucking full frontal lobe meltdown, brother. Like, my fucking eyeballs were melting out, like crazy, like psychotic break. And I threw away a lot of my good stuff. Um, Around the time my mother died, it was craziness. And I hate that it happened because now I'm like on eBay looking for my like pizza, satanic pizza shirt. And if you guys find one, tell me because I want it really bad. It's very simple. It's a black shirt and it says like Hail Satan, eat pizza. And it's a Baphomet goat, but it's an inverted pizza. It's pizza. It's the goat, but it's pizza. And I love it so much. I love that shirt. I miss that shirt a lot. I think about that shirt a lot and I miss it. And so I miss it to the point where I'm like looking online for it and I can't find it in my size. I find it like extra small. Baby, I'm a extra large, honey. Like, look, that ain't gonna work. Okay. But I miss it. And then I also miss that shirt with the comment on it from Instagram. I thought that was really funny. It was one of my favorite shirts. Anyways, I like Black Craft Gold. Um, Yeah, so yeah, the shirts and I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, the shirts and Hot Topic just feel different from their older shirts, and maybe it's because some of the shirts I found they were like at the thrift store and they're like machine washed shirts or whatever, and so maybe they're cozy because of the wear and tear. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Um, but then I bought another two. I bought a hoodie. I think it says like 666 unholy on the back, and then the front is like black craft like camp something. It's like old school, like kind of like camp. Is it Camp Sleepaway or like kind of like Friday the 13th style, like old school movie posters. It's black, red, and gray, and a little bit of white, and it's very nice because I like that gradients of those colors mixed together. I'm a very peculiar person. I'm a very particular person, but I do enjoy black, white, red, and gray. You know, like all of that kind of mixed in some way. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. And aesthetically, it makes me feel happy, cozy, and safe. Now, sometimes I will wear, I also have like a jacket, like jacket. It's very thin. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was underneath my husband's chair, like his ass was sitting on it because it's black and the chairs are all black. And so sometimes my clothes get lost, okay? Okay, so I'm so sorry. It says on the arm it has the patch. It says Blackcraft Cult, believe in yourself. I love this. This is one of my favorite little things and it makes me happy. I can't tell you why it makes me so happy, but this is like people are like really put off by this. This is one of the symbols, like this little believe in yourself. Like that makes me so fucking happy. This is the back of it and it's okay, but it's not my favorite. And then on the arms, on one it says black and on the other it says craft. But it has thumb holes, which is so, oh my god. Um, that's enough to, yeah, hell yeah, purchase, bitch. Um, yeah, it has thumb holes. Now, I was looking on their, sorry, I guess I'm just gonna get into this. I feel like an old lady. I was looking on black, but I'm like, oh, like an old satanic lady, like a 1960s, 70s vampire talking about like Satan and like aesthetics and la la la, and whatever. That's just how I am. So I was looking on their website and they had like a lot of kittens and cute stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not into like cutesy. I'm really into like I like that's cool, but I was like, I'm not into the kitten stuff. But there is one, I think it's called like Family Portrait, and it's like a goat, a kitten, and a raven or a crow, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I like that. But I'm really into this kind of like right now, like I'm like old, like Puritan kind of Quaker colonial like outfits. And then I saw Kat Von D on something. I don't know on what, but like she's problematic, so we're not going to talk too much on her. But isn't everybody problematic? I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate here, but um, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's problematic, but yeah. So she was wearing this like button up. It reminded me of Ethel Kane, right? This like button up like black thing, and I was like, dude, I love that. And I was like, oh, that's Kat Von D. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I really love that outfit. So I'm like in this weird space where I like old like 1600s attire. And I know it sounds so crazy because I'm like, sometimes I have like this Victorian. What the fuck was that accent? Sometimes I have this Victorian. Sometimes I have this Victorian, like I have a bunch of pieces from the Victorian era in my closet, and I want to wear them, but they are definitely for colder areas. I live in South Texas, and so wearing them in this heat would just deteriorate them. So I also keep them for pattern purposes. I'd like to recreate them and make a pattern from them. I have many different things I'm always trying to do whenever I feel like doing them. Um, I like Black Craft Cult a lot, and I like a lot of their older stuff. And if I could find it used or secondhand, then I will. Um, because it's fun. It's like one of my favorite brands, really, really and truly. I've tried other brands, and I just keep coming back to this one specifically, particularly. And I guess I got to the point right now in my life where I'm just like, I'm kind of over branching out, and I just want to go back to the tried and true stuff that I like. Um, I enjoy certain aesthetics, and I'm tired of like branching out and like trying new stuff. You know what I mean? I like 1960s, 70 vampire. I like old school fucking 1600s attire from New England. And I love Black Craft Cult as well. It's like a very stupid thing. I'm very stupid, and it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's just important for you to kind of follow your own desire of like your interests. You know what I mean? Not like there's a desire for other people. That's grotesque and that's a waste of fucking time to sit there and like reproduce at a rapid rate because you don't know how to tame the animal within yourself. It's like very sad and entrapping. What I'm saying is that I like to follow my personal desires, what I find interesting. Um, Books, decks, like tarot decks and things like that. Movies, VHS media, music. There's like a thread that'll run through everything if you just follow it, and it'll lead you back to parts of yourself that are beckoning for you to come home or beckoning for you to take them back home. Aspects of yourself to make yourself whole. You know what I mean? We're all fractured in some way. And so, yeah. But I'd like to like make a little shout out. This will never get to him, and I don't know who his name is. I met a pastor from Dallas who came into a metaphysical shop one time, and he was wearing a Black Craft Cult shirt, and he was just awakening on his spiritual path. And he stopped in because he felt drawn to the shop, and we struck up a conversation at the tarot counter. He'll probably never see this video, but he was an artist as well, and he was like, I was in San Antonio, and he was getting on a flight somewhere to a gallery that he had to be on at a specific time. So he only had a little bit of time to go shopping or hang out or fuck around. And the little time he spent with me at the shop. I don't even know who this person was, but he was wearing a Black Craft Cult shirt, and I think about him all the time. He and I spoke about the Old Testament, about his journey, about how he went to Bible school and Bible college and all of this stuff. And then something happened. I can't remember exactly what, but he shifted completely and he realized that he had developed so much of a certain aspect of himself with the whole biblical stuff that he completely neglected his shadow aspect to himself. And to be a whole human, you have to have balance. And so he immediately started he walked into a Spencer's and bought like a Hell Satan shirt or whatever, and he like completely shifted overnight from like being a fucking pastor in Texas to like developing that other pillar within himself. And I thought it was magnificent to see the alchemy within a human. It's divinity. It is so beautiful to see a person arise and awaken. It is delicious, magnificent, and yes, like there's something whenever I see somebody awakening and going on their path and not hitting so many pitfalls and just doing the work themselves, not from a group perspective of a bunch of dudes trying to what the fuck ever, but just individual people awakening and going and following those golden threads of desire. It is magnificent. I'm just like, yes, yeah, yeah. Like I get excited. I'm like, there is hope. Here it is. There you are. And yes. So we spoke about the sacrifice of Jesus, but we also spoke about the sacrifice of Judas and how they were humans recreating an ancient ritual. And at the end of whatever I told him, I forgot what I said. That's kind of the thing. We spoke of gods and angels and the book of Enoch and all kinds of things within this small amount of time. You know how I'm long winded. And so I stood next to him and then we just spoke. And there was a tarot counter between us. There was the all of these cards between us, and we were just ding 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 ding. It was like a beautiful kind of conversation. And he looked at me and he said, "Thank you." He left, and I never saw him again. I said something. I don't know what it was. To that man, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well wherever you're at. And every time I buy a Black Craft Cult shirt, I think about that conversation, which I forgot half of what I said, but I remember everything you said. So, yeah, I think about that. And I was like, and then I never saw him again. He's an artist now somewhere. Hopefully, he's doing well, and hopefully, he's still on his path and not succumbing to the path of others. A lot of the time, when you get into the occult spheres and circles, there's always some narcissistic cunt, cuck, loser, fucking weenie hut junior who is trying to pluck you out of the herd and place you in their care, and they're going to be your blah 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 blah. Follow your own path. Fuck them. Like, don't fuck them. But what I'm saying is like, fuck that. Like, fuck that. Like, it's always some rat bastard that wants to elevate himself above and beyond. So he takes the power of the individual and puts it towards his disgusting desire or purpose. Maybe that is his desire and purpose, to gather people for his flock, but you don't have to succumb to that or like submit to that. That's so disgusting. It's important for every human individually to do their individual work and for you to find your individual path, your individual purpose. And sometimes it involves going through your desires, what you find interesting, what smells, what sounds, what colors, what everything that you find interesting, you know? Somebody commented like on one of my things, like, oh, you act like you're the main character, you act like main character vibes. And somebody told me that one time in person. I went to like an equinox festival. This girl came up to me and she was like, you're acting like you're the main character in your story. And I was like, of course I am. I looked at her in her face and I said, of course I am. Who am I supposed to live my life for? I'm sorry. Last time I checked, we were not fucking on the bottom of the ground for others to use. Last time I checked, every human individually is a real person. And we all have stories. We all have fates and faith and gods and goddesses and things that pull us and rejects us and pushes us. That's what makes us independent and individual and so powerful, is our individuality collectively. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, of course I'm the main character in my story. I'm so sorry. Who is my story for if not for me? Is it for you? No, it's not. I'm not going to serve another person. I'm serving myself. And through serving yourself, I'm not talking narcissistically, being like, you give me that. You give me. I'm talking like being accountable, being credible, being honest to who? Yourself. Holding yourself accountable, holding yourself up to a certain standard is so deadly important for your self development as an individual. And if somebody tries to take you from that and make you feel shame, they're like, you are such, like, I've had people be like, you're conceited. Bitch, I'm ugly. What? Like, I'm not conceited. I'm honest. Brutally honest. And if you think that I'm going to sugarcoat life because you can't handle my honesty, you could just move the fuck out of my awareness. Period. Because if I am brutally honest to myself, why, pray tell, may I show you mercy? I'm not going to. Begin again, child. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If I am hacking myself with a hacksaw, why should I show you any kind of mercy? Like, no, we're going to be honest with each other. And I'm not talking brutal. I'm talking, we have to stop lying to ourselves, number one, to ourselves, number one. And then practice stop lying to the world. Of course, I'm not saying like go out and be like, wear some t-shirt that says your deepest, darkest desires. I'm saying you need to covet and connect to yourself and to your gods and to your above and belows of whatever they are and are not. And, then act from that standpoint. Know thyself. It's literally that simple, is to know thyself. And people will take that and shove it up their ass wrong. And like, baby girl, good for you. But please, 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 you're loved. You're safe. Nobody gets out alive, and that's okay. But while you're here, it's so delicious and delectable to know thyself, to know who you are, and then make purchases from that point, then write stories from that point, respond to messages from that point. It is so horrible when we lose ourselves to the mask we wear for a corporate entity. We wear, like, let's say you work how do you say, they like an office front, and so you wear a corporate mask, and you're just like, like, then you get home and then you're like just angry, and it's not fair to yourself to masquerade and have the mask, like that episode of Goosebumps or that book of Goosebumps where the mask melts into her face and she's like, I can't take it off. Like, take it off, babe. Like, you are you. And you can call it whatever you want whenever you have to make money. That's fine. I don't care. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. It is your business. But do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't do that. Don't do that, because the moment you do that, you begin again in such a negative sense. You erase all of your beautiful progress. And is it a dance? Of course, it's a dance to forget, to remember, to forget, to remember, to forget, to remember. It is, of course, a dance and a test and a trial, but it is for you. It is for yourself. You are the main character of your fucking story. You are. And if you think you're not, they are lying to you. Whatever propaganda you're devouring, you're devouring, you're devouring, you're devouring whatever propaganda. I don't know. Maybe you're sticking it up your butt and your other holes. I don't know. Pay attention to the poisons you put in your body. Here, 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 there, whatever, whatever. Okay. Be careful, because it's not always just in the things you drink or eat. It's in what you view. It's in your algorithm. It's who you subscribe to, who you're following, who you allow to be in your stream of consciousness, the pictures you put on your mirrors. You know what I mean? When you look in the mirror and you see these pictures surrounding them, who are you looking at? You're reminding yourself of something. Be yourself. Be thyself. Know thyself. And from that perspective, be true to your own self. Don't be true to some loser who claims to be a high priest somewhere in who gives a fuck where. They always men, they always have all the answers. Oh, I know this stuff and you want to work with me. It's not just women. I mean, not, I'm so sorry. It is not just men. I have been approached by women who try to do the same thing to me. They try to groom you and take you and put you in their little coven and control you so that way they make themselves higher. But the truth is, they could become even higher than all highs if they just went within them, started teeter tottering with those holy scales within. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I've been approached by men trying to vampirically attach themselves to me. And I've also been approached by women who tried to do the same thing. It's not just a battle of two sexes or whatever, it's something more. Whenever an adversary like that comes to you, it is a chance to grow. It is a chance to expand who you are, but it's also a chance to knock somebody down, because rejection is also a part of the divinity. Rejection is also a part of the divinity. The high priestess, she does not just let anybody behind the veil. She does not. Okay. So, that being said, we are our own how do you say, bouncers. And so we have to act like that. Who do you want in your life? What do you want in your life? You know, if you have a friend that's just constantly like telling you bullshit, it's okay to be like, okay, I need to spend less time with them this week. Like weekly goals, spend 20 less time with the Rebecca or something like that, or Steve or something, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just very, very important that you be cautious and careful and to fuel your fire in the best way possible with the things that truly do make you warm, happy, and grateful to be in a meat suit powered by strange vibration of electricity. Okay? With strange current. You have to find something that makes you feel alive. And I'm not talking externally chemicals. I'm talking like what? What is it? You know, what is that? What is it? You know? And you'll find it. Just ask questions to yourself and then give yourself time to answer. And pay attention. That's another thing. Pay attention. You can't pay attention if you're blitzed all the time. And of course, there's going to be, you have to fine tune these sounds because you'll hear what sounds like a train, you know, and then you'll hear the, and then you'll hear the negative inner critic, like, oh, you're never going to be good enough. And you'll hear all these things. But then there's a tiny chittering. You have to tune yourself above and below to figure out what that desire is and what that voice is and where it comes from and follow it like breadcrumbs. And if you die, begin again. Just begin again. Try again. Try harder. You're all right. You're going to just take it easy, all right? Be nice to yourself. Forgive yourself too. Forgiveness is good too. Okay. I'm going to go. Okay. I hope I don't get slapped with a copyright because there's music in the background. Oh, well, fuck it. Okay, goodbye.